good morning and welcome to Tottenham Country Gold, your home of classic games and classic content and classic debates. We're on this morning talking about our fantastic win yesterday, our 3-0 home side, and also looking at the news this morning about us in the biggest transfer window in our history in January, with reports that Paratici and Conte are looking up to make a transfer signings, including 5 going out and 5 coming in, and we can discuss who we think we're going to come in and who we think we're going to go out. This morning with me is my normal co-host, the man that rocks a black cap, who's taken over YouTube by storm. He's the greatest sensation since Little Mix or since anything's come onto national TV or YouTube. He's the one and only Goover99. How are you, Goover?
Morning, gentlemen. I don't know about this Little Mix reference, but I'll give it I'm game if I get paid. Yeah, it's been a good weekend, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And down below, we've got the man who makes Kauffee, the biggest sensation since Tottenham last won the league. He goes to every home game. He's got the best coffee shop in Tottenham. He's Ben. How are you, Ben, this morning?
We are alive, guys. We are alive. It's been a great weekend for once.
Well, I'm glad you're alive. If you weren't alive, this would be a very weird stream because we'd be talking to your ghost.
You might well be.
That really would be Tottenham classic.
It really would be. Ben, I'll start with you quickly, Ben. You were there yesterday. What was the atmosphere like? And what was the reception like to that young lad at 6 minutes? I mean, fair play to every club in the Premier League to do something, but again, respect to Tottenham. We have got the best fans in the world for when stuff like this happens, haven't we?
I mean, it was a lovely show of appreciation for that boy. We should make the point that if you're being abused by your parents or whatever your age you are, feel free to call the authorities, because it's unacceptable that in this day of age, little kids as young as 6 can be abused by their parents. The atmosphere yesterday was absolutely incredible for this young boy. So hopefully it's the Kickstarter for the powers that be to start cracking down on these cases, because we do care about children. I mean, and maybe the Premier League itself can start digging into these cases, because with football we can be united together. Everyone was fantastic yesterday in terms of that 6 minute. I don't know what it was on the 22nd minute as well, but in terms of the applause for the little boy, it was moving how great it was. It was a great day to be there.
Yeah, let's just quickly respond to that just before we move on. I mean,
absolutely
for the club, it was fantastic tribute by the club, but also very quickly, there should be more done by this, shouldn't there?
Yeah, I mean, as Ben said, it was absolutely fantastic seeing what we got from the backs. It's one of those issues that brings fans together from every club united against it. It's shocking that we see these kind of things still happening in this day and age. I think the club could do a lot more for it as well. Just keep it on everybody's mind all the time. You don't only watch out for your own kids; watch out for other people's kids as well. We can pick out when quite often when people are going through something and we know there's something wrong. Clubs got to bring awareness to everybody, haven't they?
Yeah. And joining us is our roving reporter from Ireland, Philip.
Hi, lads.
How are you, Philip? Where are you now?
I'm on the road home, actually. I pulled in at a service station. Get a cup of coffee and have a chat at a late night last night. So I didn't go home. I stayed in Dublin,
were you?
Yeah, I stayed in Dublin. Sorry I missed you yesterday, Ben.
It's no problem. Next time we'll get it.
Next time we get it. There'll be a gang of us the next time.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you coming with us in February?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a ticket got and everything, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get mine. You're going to have to tell me where to get mine now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I had no problem getting one. I got my Palace ticket last week, or Norwich ticket last week. No problem, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What was your What was your response yesterday, and to the tribute to that little young lad? I mean, it was a lovely lovely.
It was lovely. It was very touching. Now, it really was, And I believe he was a Birmingham City fan.
Yeah, he was.
And I think they actually stopped the game. The Birmingham game was actually stopped, I think, at the 6th minute, Tragic case. I mean, good God, that should never happen. I mean, that in this day and age, for that to happen is just terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, well.
And,
may rest in peace anyway.
Exactly.
Let's get back onto the game. Phil, you were there. What was the atmosphere like and what did you think of it?
The atmosphere was good. Yeah, I mean, it was good in spots. I think Ben will back me up on this. I actually took a video of the when the Spurs go marching in after the second goal, and it was spine tingling. It really was. It really was. Now, I was sitting looking down on the Norwich fans, and they made a fair bit of noise themselves. The atmosphere was good. I mean, it's let's just say it could be slightly better at times. I think it gets a bit quiet when things aren't going quite the way we want them to go. And while I was delighted with the result yesterday, I think the performance, well, we're getting there. We're not there. We're not the finished article by any means. Because Norwich, to my mind, had too much possession. We really, for a team that's bottom of the league, they played some nice football, and a lot of it was inside their own half and in areas that couldn't hurt us. But they had a couple of very good chances, which possibly, if it scored, things might have been a bit different. But I mean, but the moment of the game was about right in line with it. Lucas Moura's goal, we were looking directly down on it, and it was incredible. My God, what a shot! What a strike! Brilliant.
What do you expect from a Brazilian? It was a Brazilian type goal, and there's good build up to it as well.
Great build up, but the quick feet though. I mean, he dummied some of those Norwich guys into the next stand with the way he twinkle toes feet. Brilliant. And again, and the much maligned the D brothers Dyer and Davis, excellent again yesterday. I have to say,
Something's
in fact, the only player that I thought really didn't do himself any favors was Tanganga. I think he was exposed a bit there. They knew that was the not weak link, but that was a link they could aim at. And a lot of their stuff was coming down their left. And in fact, and fair dues to Doherty when he came on, he did okay. Did all right.
I think we found out that Tanganga just isn't a wing back, is he? He's a centre half. I think.
Yeah, he's a centre back. Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing. I made a prediction at the start of the season, and I'm even more convinced of it by now. Oliver Skipp will be in the England squad by the end of this season.
Yep.
He was absolutely superb yesterday.
He gets better with every game as well. That's the scary bit. With his potential and the fact he's constantly improving. It's mind-numbing. Mind-numbing, is that the right word? Yeah, I suppose so. But also, it's the fact that we thought he was going to be just the defensive midfielder, didn't we? The sort of anchor man role. But he's showing now he pushes forward. He drives the attacks forward. His passing is good, and it's improving constantly. He could be that box-to-box player we've been looking out for ages.
Well, you saw the run he did yesterday when he ran 50 yards with the ball, and only he just couldn't get his shot away properly. Imagine if he scored that.
Oh, the roof would have come off, wouldn't it?
Oh, thank God. Yeah,
just a quick good morning to Gamora. If you can do the chats for me, Hoover. It's just I need to get a mouse and I start using my mouse and it sort of goes left, right, up, down. It's a bit like Harry Wink. Sometimes it goes everywhere you don't want it to go. Ben, you were there. Tanganga, what would you do? Would you buy another centre back in the transfer window in January? Or would you stick with Tanganga? Or what would you do with them? Send them out in loan? What would you do with them?
I believe that Tottenham now need to, if we can stay within that race for the top four, we buy someone in the reins of Skriniar, because even though Sanchez was very good yesterday, and I'm really happy with his goal, I think if we can partner a proper defensive centre-half with Romero, we will look like a superior team to most teams in the Premier League, and we can look like a real unit, especially if we buy a proper... so Tanganga is one for the future. He's a proper player. He's a proper aggressive young lad, but he's just not there yet. He's not quick enough. He's a very powerful runner, but he needs to bring that into his game. And even yesterday, he showed that he's he kicks people too much, and people take that. So he's very, very likely to get sent off in most games if he won't stop kicking people. I know that's the Tottenham in him and wanting to kick everyone, but he needs to calm himself down. So I'd buy a proper centre half to go with Romero and Dyer or Davis to shore up. We need 2 quality centre halves in that squad if we're going to challenge for the league next year. And we are going to challenge for the league with this manager and with this director of football and with this war chest. We're going to places. So we're going to have to buy a proper centre half to play with Romero, and we've game on.
Yeah, Cooper, with Ben Davis and Eric Dyer actually playing well this season, are you surprised by that, or do you think there were good players, but it was just the previous managers that weren't bringing the best out of them?
Well, I must admit, I thought Davis just wasn't going to turn up at all. Dyer's always been a bit of an enigma in many ways because he can have so many really great games in a row and then do something absolutely awful that seems to ruin it all. And that's so those bad memories stick with you. So you get the feeling he's a bad player, but then he's shown now with this consistency since Conte's taken over. He's become, I'd even argue, he's possibly the most important player on the pitch for us at the moment because he is the king. He is the linchpin of that defence. He holds everything together there. When he's missing, you saw that what happens in the likes of going to Mura, and we're shambolic. Dyer's got that sort of almost calming influence at the back there. Of course, all defenders are going to make occasional mistakes. So I think we need to get out of this habit of thinking, oh, here we go again, when he does have a slip. Dyer really does hold those others around him together. He's become very, very important at the moment. But as Ben says, we definitely need another centre-half in January, because what happens if Dyer isn't there? What happens if one of the other ones is missing? We're then down onto the sort of backup players that keep letting us down. I'm not sure about it being Skriniar, though, to be honest, mate. I think Conte wants the sort of somebody that's a better ball player than that. So perhaps we might be hopefully we're looking at something like a Botman or somewhere along those lines. But I agree, though. So, yeah, quality centre half definitely needed. Yeah. What do you think, Philip?
Yeah, I mean, it's the new when a new manager comes into a club, right? Players that are probably on the fringes, on the sidelines for the previous manager will always think they've got a chance to get into the new boys, reckoning, and that's what Davis and Dyer have really done. I mean, fair dues to them, they've moved on up a gear. That being said, I agree we do need another centre back just to complete the set really at the back. But I mean, and who we're going to get in January, well, who knows? We'll see. But we certainly need someone in place for next season, because next season is going to be the push, the big push. I would suggest that our biggest requirement at the moment is a creative midfielder, because there wasn't a lot of creation on view yesterday. There wasn't. It was better. I mean, we managed more shots, but I still think we're missing the Ericsson role there badly. Someone to put their foot on the ball, and like Lucas tried a few runs yesterday. But I must say, just one general comment on the game. I thought Norwich were very good at pressing us yesterday. They really did not allow us much time on the ball. And, the credit to them for that, they're a better team in the league position presents, I think, But back to the centre-back thing, yeah. I mean, Skriniar, Botman, I don't know. As you say, a ball-playing centre-back is what's needed. Because if we had Romero and another ball player, we'd have 2 ball-playing centre-backs, that can create their own chances coming out from the back. And let's just see what magic Paratici can work in January. Although, I'm sick. It's like a broken record here. I still think it's going to be the summer before our main purchases are made.
Yeah, I mean, with Romero out, is it really important that we get a centre back in January with him out? With him out.
Well, hopefully we can,
February.
but yeah, hopefully.
Just a quick thing on Paratici. That's the Norwich game. Great victory, and we've got a good game coming up on Thursday, which we will get onto that during the week, one of our other morning shows. Going on to Paratici, now it's been reported this morning, I actually found this on the Spurs web, that Paratici is preparing for the biggest January transfer window in the club's history. Conte's meaning in the excess of 10 incoming and outgoing transfer combined.
Brilliant.
Bill,
If he can do it.
what do you read to that? What do you say to that now?
I mean, if he can do it, brilliant. I'm one of the old school that thinks that January is not the time to do business. But if you can get the players in January that you would normally get in July, and he can work his magic, fair dues to him. Let him at it. But I'm just skeptical that we'll be able to do the business that we need to do in January, and some of it may go through for the summer. But if he can do it, I'll tell you one thing: they'll be giving him a sainthood, a knighthood, everything if he can manage it in January. You know, they'll be putting a statue of him up on top of the East Stand. You know,
that's
if he can
another
do
debate statues.
No. But come here, just lads, I won't be able to stay too long on this.
All right. Okay. Just quickly, Philip. That's fine.
I think we've got,
Point. The referee yesterday was a foreigner. Was a foreign guy, I think, wasn't he?
Was he?
I can tell you, he stopped the game too many times.
Yeah.
So maybe he was.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
We'd lost you for a moment, but you're back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, lads, I actually have to work this morning, so I think I have a phone call I need to take here. So listen, I'll have to pass on this one now, and I'll see you later. Apologies for this, but the joys of driving when you're trying to work.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on anyway.
And I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah. See you tonight, and safe journeys home. That was the great Philip Brady, the godfather of the Harris Army, as we like to call him. Right, lads. I'll go back to the same question to you, Kuva, about Paratici and the 10 incomings and outgoings.
Yeah, we've obviously lots of fans have nicknamed him the Don already, which I think's a bit premature. But January could change all that if he manages to pull off some quality signings during that January window. As Philip was saying, it's notoriously difficult to sign players then. But we always get this gut feeling we will be going for some players that they don't set the world alight, sort of. It's these be considered almost journeyman type players, because I think Conte's capable of bringing that sort of mid-table range player up to the standard we need to get us into Europe at the moment. And we're going to need players that he can rely on with the right temperament, the right attitude to it. And I'd prefer to fill the squad up with a few of those at first if we need to, than just leave it with nothing and hoping we get a superstar type player. But that's my gut feeling for January, and then in the summer is when we make the main signings, when there's more time. But like I said, if Paratici manages to do it, then he's going to start earning his title, I think. Perhaps we will be seeing the start of the Dom.
I think Levy's getting a bit worried now about January. He'd be crying in the boardroom in the corner with his teddy bear and look bottom lip and oh Jesus, I've got to spend money now. Big up Gamora for the lovely messages this morning. It's lovely to have you in the chat. If you're liking what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. We're a young channel and we're growing. So we've grown very quickly over the last 3 weeks, and we're very humbled and appreciated all the new subscribers. But get your likes and subscribes in. If you want to donate to the channel, you can. It's a way of improving the content. So that's what we're trying to do. So the link is all on the YouTube channel page. Also, very quickly, I want to send out an apology to a fellow YouTuber called Dark Juve 1. We've been using his games on our classic Monday night games, and we've been trying to get hold of him. So we have got hold of him. He's given us permission. So me and Cougar and Phil are extremely grateful for that. And do you know what I mean? We just want to send an apology out for using it, but we want to say also thank you very much for everyone. Get over to his YouTube channel as well. Is it Duck Juve 1? Is it?
It's Duck Drive 1, and we'll be putting up links when we put on any of his shows, any of his things. He's actually taken old VHS footage, bought it up out of his own pocket, and obviously transferred it to be shown on YouTube. He's got a really interesting channel. It's Spurs and England based. It's as I said, we'll put the links in. We're going to give him a big up on each time we use a video because he's doing a fantastic job there. So thank you very much, Duck Jive One.
Yeah, thank you very much, and we'd love to have you on one Monday night with a game of your choice and give us your Spurs history. I mean, it really would. But again, we apologise, and we're a young channel, but we've made a few mistakes, but we're getting there. But again, I just want to take this opportunity to apologise publicly for him. But thank you very much again. We appreciate your support and your allowing us to use your videos, which will be tonight. I don't know what we're doing. There was a poll up. I haven't checked the poll yet, but the last time I checked, it was 50-50 between the 71 League Cup final and Cleveland's debut. So we'll find out later. Coin says, "Hi guys, big yourself up. Spurs are back. They definitely are back." Ben, same question to you about the January transfer window. Who do you like to see go, and who would you like to see come in?
Oh, sorry. Before I say that, I think we have a Phil Lattis in the background.
I wasn't sure if he wanted to come on or not. If you can give me the thumbs up if he wants to come in. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just drag him in.
We have
Morning, Phil.
We have our third co-host.
Morning. It's just a very quick one, guys. I just obviously saw the link. Just thought I'd come and say good morning.
We feel complete now. Tottenham Gold is complete.
With morning coffee.
With morning coffee.
Here we go.
Very quickly to you, Phil. You were at the match yesterday. Speaking to old players, you're at a question and answer with Graham Roberts. Do you want to talk to us about that? You told me last night.
Yeah, that's
a funny story.
To be honest, that's why I wanted to just sort of pop on, just so I could share it. So, Ellie and I, we went to the first place, and they'd moved on. But then we went to the Spurs shop where Graham Roberts was doing basically a Q&A. And he was really open and honest. But the couple of big points that he talked about that I thought were so important. Somebody said to him, "Are we going to be signing anyone, or how many players do we need?" Excuse me. And he said, he's like, he's working for the club now, which is the most important thing. So he says, he kind of hears little things, but he was saying 2 to 3 players in January, but he's like, in our main positions. But the big bit for me when he talked about it, he was like 6 to 8 in the summer. Now that's not an overhaul. That's almost, for me, feels a restart. But it's monumental. And he was talking, central defender, creative midfielder, another striker. He was asked again whether or not he felt Harry Kane would leave, and he went, if Harry Kane leaves, it will be because the manager chooses to let him go, or we want the money rather than he chooses to go. But it just, I don't know, I just felt very much that things were starting to happen in the background. He didn't give any names or no commitments of, we've got this player, that player, but it was just a good insight. And coming from a club legend that's employed from the club, did make the mood in the shop of the people listening really sort of like sit up and take note.
Tell me that story about him when he was getting stitched up when he lost his teeth. You told me that story last night.
Sorry, say again, Dan.
About the story about when he was getting bandaged and they wanted to take him off.
Yeah. So
this is.
I think somebody had asked him about what it was like. So there were 2 stories, and it led. The first of them they said to him is how he what Steve Perryman was like, and I'll come to that. But they were saying it got to half.
You're muted, Phil. Phil, we can't hear you. Oh, Phil's away with the fairies. We'll let him carry on talking in the background till we can see us that he can't hear us, but never mind. Ben, do you want to go through the comments there, Coover, quickly?
Yeah, I was just telling Phil we can't hear him on the chat. Right, so what have we got? Coys, thank you for joining us this morning again. Good to see you. You're asking who was our man of the match?
Ben, who was your man of the match?
I think it's a collective effort from the 3 centre-halves. They were all excellent yesterday. You've got to give it to Oliver Skipp so I can keep my agenda against Ben Davies going. Whilst my agenda has been going against him, he's been playing fucking well. So I'm keeping this agenda going. Whilst I have the agenda, he's playing well. So I'm keeping it going.
Right, do you want to bring Ellie in?
Oh, has Phil left us?
Yeah.
Totally.
So,
Okay.
we've got lovely Ellie coming in.
Okay. I'll bring Ellie in.
Good morning,
Hello.
Ellie.
Well, morning,
Morning.
Ellie.
Hi guys, how you doing?
How's the hospital and how's your leg?
I'm just in the waiting room at the moment. My leg is not broken because they've x-rayed it. The other foot is, but that's on the mend. But the leg that I ran up the stairs yesterday and I banged my leg where I'd already injured it. So it's not broken. That's the main thing.
That is the main thing. So you got excited over Tottenham winning. That was your problem. You're running up the stairs because Spurs
It's
won
very true. We scored 3 goals, so it was worth a run up the stairs. Celebration.
If this was an after dark, we could have continued that in a different direction, but it's not. We have to keep it polite.
All right, lads, how you doing?
Yeah, we're doing fine. Did you enjoy the match yesterday, and who was your man in the match?
Yeah, I enjoyed the match very much. It wasn't so much the possession; it was the last third was very good. We passed very well. Lucas Moura scored that fabulous goal, and then Sanchez got on the score sheet. And Ben Davies, what was he on? Had he taken something or something? He was on something, wasn't he? Because he was going forward and doing good passes forward. And he actually set up Solly's goal, didn't he?
Yeah.
Amazing.
He certainly did.
He's got a new lease of life, hasn't he? Him and Reggie have been a revelation since Conte's come.
Yeah,
if I could pick 2 players.
We were talking about it the other day. Perhaps Sanchez brought the special package back from Colombia with him.
You know what I mean? I think he did. Yeah. Or he brought some nice Colombian coffee.
That's it.
Yeah. But I think it's amazing what they've been doing, because they're like usually the worst players in the whole of the Premiership.
Totally transformed.
Yeah. I mean, not just the worst in our team, they're the worst in the Premiership. Yet they're not Reggie. Reggie's not been the worst, but like Ben Davies and I suppose Eric Dyer's been pretty good as well. You have to give him credit where credit is due. He's been solid. And then my man Højbjerg, he's always good. Even though some fans are getting on his back, I'm watching him closely. He does a few bad passes, but nothing terrible. Him and Ollie Skip have been fabulous together.
I think Højbjerg, one of the problems with him is he started so well for us. He's got to live up to his own standards, hasn't he? It's difficult. I mean, look what's happening with Harry Kane. It's like a sort of condensed version of that, really, isn't it? But he's doing well for us. We certainly need him, that's for sure. It shows a lot when he's missing. Who did you have for man of the match, or did you say I've forgotten that?
Yeah, I would give it. It's a hard one. It's a very hard one, but I think I'd give it to Lucas Moura, just for that fabulous goal and his movement, and his energy. BDE, as they call it on another stream.
That's right. I thought he was very good on the ball as well, because usually you see him, he goes head down, starts dribbling it, but I thought he was playing with his head up a lot more now.
Yes.
Did you notice that at all?
Yeah, I did. I think that's the Conte effect. He's obviously coached that into Lucas, because if you've got your head down, sometimes you don't see who's coming towards you, and they clatter you. Whereas if you got your head up, you can see where you're going. Like the prime example was the goal, wasn't it? Because he had his head up and he made his way to goal. And then he done that brilliant dribble with his head up, banged it in the top corner. Fabulous goal. Loved it.
There was a really good pass out to Kane that's put him through on the right-hand side when Kane tried to chip the goalkeeper. And before I was thinking Lucas Moura.
Well weighted.
Yeah, I was thinking Lucas Moura a few weeks ago. Yeah, he would have been head down and dribbling it, but instead he was looking up, spotted the pass. Yeah. It was a great ball.
Yeah. Ben, and that's definitely Conte that's done that.
It really has. Ben, Gamore's just answering your question. That coffee behind it's giving her the yum, it's giving her the yum vibes. and she's craving an iced latte. So can you quickly make her one?
I don't have ice here, so it's going to have to be a hot one. Why would you have an iced coffee in the middle of December? Each to their own, I guess, but
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a bit chilly.
It is a bit chilly, Willie.
Ben, yesterday, Harry Kane, how do you think he played?
He played very well. He was aggressive. He held the ball up. He was on it. He's been on it the last few games. He's not getting a goal, but if he keeps on playing the way he is, he will get his goal eventually. He's been working really hard for the team. It's just one criticism I do have for Ben Davies is a lot of the time Reggie is completely and utterly free on that left side, and every time Davies would put the ball to his feet when really he needs the ball down the line so Reggie can get on his bike and put a ball in the box.
Yeah.
And then, I saw that a lot from Davies. Ball to feet every time for Reggie. He needs the ball so he can stretch those legs out.
Yeah.
We need to put those balls in the box for him to tap in, because this is the system he's going to be playing in. He's no longer going to be dropping 10 yards deeper for Sonny to. He needs the ball in the box to his feet. So we need to start putting the ball in for him. Otherwise, he won't score. But yesterday, he played very well.
Yeah. There's your answer, Ben. She likes cold drinks. I know we've got you right, Ellie. Now we've got you on full screen. Well, we did have you on screen. Sorry, my mouse. Sometimes my laptop goes where it wants. It's doing the Harry winks. It just goes.
Yeah,
it's all right.
It's going sideways and backwards.
Phil said we were asking Phil about the Graham Rabbit story about him being patched up and not wanting to come off, and Phil suddenly come off. Can you tell us? Because you were there. Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, basically he said that at the 1981 Cup final, he had broken teeth and he had stitches in his head, and the doctor insisted that he couldn't go back on. He said, "No way! It's the Cup final. I'm not going on." And he went to talk to Keith Birkinshaw, the doctor, to get him off, and he ran on the pitch before they could do anything. He ran out. Typical Graham Roberts. That's a great story.
He refused to come off, apparently.
I love it. I love Graham Roberts. What a player.
And what was the other one about Barcelona? They were kicking links at them. UEFA went to throw them both out. Tell that story as well, because that was funny.
Yeah, that story, right? He said they were so dirty in the first match, and UEFA pulled them both to one side, the clubs, and spoke to them for the second leg not to do it, right? And then apparently when they got to the Barcelona new camp, there's a church where the Barcelona players go into, and they saw them go in there, and they thought, right, this is going to be a better match. They had it psychologically if they thought they weren't going to foul them, but they were just as dirty, if not dirtier, he said. And he goes, UEFA should have banned them. We should have gone through, because they kicked the hell out of us. I saw the first match because I was at the first match. They were spitting at us as well. Their players were spitting at our players. Dirty, really bad.
What do you remember of that game, Hoover?
Well,
you were young lad then.
Yeah, I was pretty young then. I must admit, I've worked more on the stories of what happened from that sort of time period. But as Ellie said, I mean, there was obviously the big deal was about them being such a dirty bunch of players.
Yeah.
It was something else. It was in England back in those days, you'd get very hard games. You'd get a lot of fouls in games, but there was always like this level of respect. You'd help the bloke up afterwards. You could even share a pint with them afterwards after a match. But that was something else we were seeing from this particular game. It was a level of sort of. It's a level you wouldn't see English teams stoop to. I mean, times were different back then.
Ben, just gradually getting back on now to the para-teacher thing. Who would you like to see him sell in January? And who would you like him to see buy in January? And I'll go around. I'll go you, Ben, then you, Ellie, then you, Cooper.
Yeah.
Who would you like to see go first? And who, if you had a list and say, right, I want these players to go, I want these players to go, and who would you buy if you're a para-teacher?
Unfortunately, the guy I want to see go first is Mr. Ali. I think he's had it as a Spurs player. I think his attitude stinks. The fact that Conte is now, as we were talking about before stream, that Conte has to make the training session on the day because people like Dele Alli and Galini are joyriding instead of being professional footballers, show they don't care about the football club, they don't care about their teammates, they don't care about their colleagues, and most importantly, they don't care about us that pay stupid amounts of money to watch football games every single year. So get him gone. If he wants to play for Newcastle and play for the Saudi royal family and get shit tons of money and be a playboy, up to the Newcastle. It's bloody freezing up there. I'm sure you'll love it. But I don't want these players joyriding every single game, being passengers and not playing well. You can sod off. Harry Winks, Dele Alli, Galini even. If he's still joyriding by the beginning of January, he can go as well. We only need players that want to play for the football shirt. Get them gone.
I'm just pointing down to our new... So I love it when Ben goes on the rant. Who would you like to bring in? Let's be positive now.
I would like Sven Botman, just so he can do the Botman chant. Botman! I just want that the entire game. I just want that the entire game.
That's the reason to get a player.
Yeah, best football chant on the planet.
Yeah, fair enough.
Quality centre half as well, so even better.
Ellie, same question to you.
Yeah, so, well, I agree with Ben. Dele Alli can sling his hook. What a waste. What a waste of a talent. That's what I'll say. Wasted the talent. He's got the talent, the boy, but he doesn't want to show it. He hasn't got the attitude. He hasn't got the drive. He's mucking about with women all the time. Like you saw all his Instagram stuff. Right, so he can sling his hook up to Newcastle in the colder weather.
What colour was his hair yesterday? So I didn't see.
It was red,
Say
I
that
believe.
again?
What colour was his hair? Was it still red?
Blue, red, yellow, all sorts of colours. Not the colour it should be. There's nothing wrong with it. To tell what, if he was playing and his hair was like that, I wouldn't mind his hair. But he's not playing, is he? He's getting on the pitch and just strolling around like he doesn't care. You can't do that in professional football.
You can. And who would you like to bring in?
I'd love to. Well, Jack Kanicki on Irish Hotspur, right? He's bigging up Bruno Guimaraes. So I've been watching him.
Oh, we lost Ellie.
He's going to win. Bruno Guimaraes. Fantastic. Right, and then I'd like to, De Vries. Is that how you spell it? Say it. Yeah, De Vries. I'd love to have him as well because technically brilliant. I think we've lost Vlahovic. Yeah, I think we've lost him. I think he's going to go Man City now. But if we don't get him, I wouldn't. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind signing a British striker, but I don't know which one. Do you know what? That little Vidra at Burnley, it could be a good one because he's a little guy. And we've got a big guy in Harry Kane. And I think we can untap his potential. I think Conte could bring him out because he's always been on the fringe of being really good. And then he's gone to Burnley and he's sort of playing second fiddle to Chris Wood and the other striker they've got. I've forgotten his name. Perez, is it? Perez?
Yeah. Barnes, isn't it? Ashley Barnes,
even
isn't it?
Perez. Ashley Barnes,
Leicester.
I like him as well. He's a midfielder, isn't he? He's a midfielder, but he can score goals. And we do need more British players. I would sign Ashley Barnes
Yeah, I don't know how we are on the British and the homegrown players, but I think we're all right on that.
He's got talent, the boy. He's not just a finisher. He's a baller. Yeah. There you go. That's my lot.
That's great. Cooper, who would you like to see go? Who would you like to come in? And what's your thoughts on Dele Alli? I'd love to get your thoughts on that first before.
I'm pretty much in agreement with Ben here. Dele Alli's finished. He's a social media personality now more than he is a footballer. He's gone. Soon we're rid of him, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Don't care what he says. He wants to fight for the team because he's getting paid a lot of money for doing nothing. Of course he'd want to fight. But Otherwise, Ndombele, same thing. Galini, we're hearing the names now that we suspected might be the sort of party boys and the ones that don't really care too much about playing. It's any with these bad attitudes, but Conte will know exactly who he doesn't want in his squad. If we get all of those out, then that's it. I've got full faith in what Conte wants. Whatever he says goes. That goes fine with me.
Yeah.
You know, if there's certain players we want and he doesn't fancy them, that's fine. Whatever he wants. The man's look at what he's already done. The way he's transformed this shambles we were into some. We look now like we're going to get. We could go for top four. We might even nick a cup or two. There's that potential there now. You can see it. The fight's there. The passing's coming back. We're attacking more. Players developing. Players totally failing. We're now becoming sensational. Ben Davies is going to be sort of the poster boy for the Conte effect, really, hasn't he? Myself, I thought he was finished. I was looking to get rid of him last season.
I think
but so that's the sort of players I want out. Anyone that causes Conte a problem, get them out straight away.
And who would you like in?
We're talking about centre backs. I mean, there's Botman seems an obvious sort of candidate because although I love these players like your Bastonis and your Barellas, and they will cost an absolute fortune. I mean, if we did get those, I'd be in dreamland, I must admit. But otherwise, the more sensible ones would be like the ones we talked about before, like the Brozovic sort of player. He's got experience. He's both very sound defensively, sitting in front of the back four, and he can ping the passes out like Pirlo used to. He can also good at getting forward with the ball. He's got plenty of goals in him. He fits everything we need right now. But that Conte's going to have a good idea working with Paratici on what sort of players he wants and who's available. Perhaps we'll look at a few bargains. Perhaps we might go big. There might be a couple of players there we weren't expecting. Have we missed the boat with Vlahovic? That Conte's got a big pulling effect, really, hasn't he? So we'll see on that one. Perhaps Vlahovic will fancy sort of dragging us up to the top of the table rather than having a sort of easy life with Man City, as it were. Perhaps you'll fancy getting developed by Conte more. Conte, Pep, it's a nice choice to have if you're a player, isn't it?
We're going to very shortly finish this stream. It's only a short one this morning. I just want your thoughts.
I'm going to come out and drink for 5 seconds, yeah?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to come back in a minute, all right?
Okay, all right. Okay. We're going to finish very shortly. We'll look at Eddie. We'll let Eddie come back in and have our say. Final on the Norwich game, just your thoughts on it and your thoughts on the game, really, and is it an improvement? Are we on our way? Start with you, Cooper, on that.
Sorry, starting with me.
Yeah. Your thoughts on the Norwich game?
Yeah, it's just a continuation of the improvement we're seeing, isn't it? I was expecting us more on the front foot. I thought we would push them back in their half, but they played quite well, actually. Got a lot of possession of the ball, which I wasn't expecting. But then we just adapted to it. We created chances off them pushing forward. We had a couple of little ropey moments. A couple of times we lost them in the box, and they might have got a goal out of it. But no team's perfect. I mean, even Liverpool have their moments when you might concede a sloppy goal. But the point is, we are pushing forward. We are on the rise. The Conte Express moves on, and we're looking better each week. And the players like Davies and Skippy especially, the way he's going now, his career is really taking off. He was promising before, and we thought he was a limited sort of player, but we thought he was a very defensive-minded sort of midfielder. But he's showing a whole set of skills now. He's the way forward.
Top 4 achievable?
Definitely. Well, not just achievable. I think we will. If Conte had got here earlier, perhaps we'd even we'd even be looking at dizzying heights up there. But let's not get away with ourselves.
What's your thoughts on Conte? I know very quickly though. What's your thought of him not coming in the summer? Do you believe what he says, or do you think it was more Levy fucked it up? Excuse my language.
I think Conte's the big personality, and he backs up his words with actions. He's proved himself over and over again. The question for me is, can Levy match up to Conte? It's not the other way round. Look, this is Conte's team. This is Conte's club now. Levy's back seat, which in some ways he likes, because he doesn't really want to be the centre of attention. He prefers to work his little dealings from the back, which he's good at if he sticks to the finance side of it. If we got this all in control with Conte and Paratici sorting out the football side, we're in bloody good shape, I think.
We are. Ben, can we just see what jumper you're wearing this morning to see if it's a different one from last week?
No, it's the same one from last week. It's rolling on. My 5-year-old Christmas jumper is back out again.
Right, you need to wear a different one tomorrow or Wednesday. And Wednesday, we need to have every morning like a damn.
I've only got 2. It's just this one and my Tottenham one, and I only wear the Tottenham one when Tottenham play. The Tottenham jumper is now a lucky charm. Every time I've worn it, Tottenham wins, so I'm gonna have to wear that every game. I'm not taking that luck away. I'm saving it. As soon as a game happens, that jumper's coming on.
Better hope you're not wearing it in the summer.
Your predictions of the last game, and what do you think for the rest of the week?
I'm slightly disappointed we didn't score more goals against them, because we've got to overhaul this deficit of goal difference. But we're getting there. We're showing that we can now score 2-3 goals a game, which is brilliant. We need to add that creative midfielder. The name I've been given from my source is that we're going for Barella in January, and if we can get him, we can get him. That's the name I've been given. He really wants that, because Barella was a sensation at Inter under Conte. So I think they might try and move heaven and earth for him. They might not even sign a centre-back if they can get Barella, which I think would probably be the good idea, because if we can attack, the less we have to defend. So maybe a Barella, and attack is maybe the best form of defence for this Conte team. So we need to start scoring some more goals. I reckon we'll have Rennes. I think Rennes won't play a full team because they're through already. So I don't think they're going to risk their players, because they're doing well in Ligue 1 at the moment. They're doing really well. They've battered Saint Etienne. So maybe if we can beat Rennes, get through the group and get to the new year, beat West Ham hopefully in the League Cup, and then suddenly things start to look a bit peachy for us. We start to look that we can have a charge this year. Maybe
what's your thoughts on what Phil just sent in about Dembele, about him coming?
It's another mercenary. Nope. No more mercenaries. There's only one Dembele, and it's Moussa Dembele. I don't want another Dembele until they've proven at a top level that they're good footballers. All these, I don't want to say it, but I'm fed up with us buying French players. Every single one of them that comes in seems to have a poor attitude, except for Hugo in the last 10 years. So I'm fed up with these players coming from Liga and not turning up. If he's not good enough for Barcelona, he's not good enough for Tottenham straight away.
It's odd, isn't it? I'll think the same thing. There's plenty of great French players out there, but why do we always seem to end up with the ones with the attitude? It's really odd, isn't it?
It really is. But we'll have to wait and see in that one.
Sorry. Can I just add to Ben's point there?
Yeah.
Barella. That's the first time I've heard us sort of mentioned as a serious making a play for him, because that is a player that excites the hell out of me.
That's the name I've been given.
That is your box to box midfielder all over. He's an incredible player to have in the team. Really exciting. Fans will love him if we got him. But let's see, because that's a really big shout, that one.
That's a 60-70 million pound buy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Hopefully that is true. I'd love to see us spend 60 million, because that shows intent. That shows the rest of the players in the team. Yeah. It shows the Harry Kanes of the world. Right, we're going somewhere. We're going to win a trophy this year. We're gonna win the league next year. We need to start showing intent.
Right.
Yeah, start the league.
To end this conversation, Ellie's back. I'm going to go around.
Yes,
Right.
thank you.
Right.
Thank you for being patient.
That's okay. Firstly, Ellie, I want your predictions for the season and how many cups
Yeah.
we'll win. I want to end this stream on a really positive note. So, Ellie,
Right.
where are we finishing the league and how many cups?
I think we're going to finish third, right? Because I think we're better. I think we're slightly better than Man United. Not slightly better, quite a lot better in certain areas, but slightly better up front, I feel. And in defence, I think we're better. It's just maybe their midfield's a bit stronger than ours. Yeah, so I think third is realistic, and then push on for next season to win the league. Yeah, I can see that. I can even see us getting second if Chelsea slip up. So I think Man City are going to run away with it.
I think you're forgetting Liverpool there as well.
I forgot about. You know what? I shouldn't really forget them, but I think third is realistic then, because Liverpool are better than us.
And how many cups?
Hopefully 2. I'm hoping and praying that we win the FA Cup, not the League Cup. But I'll take the League Cup. I will. And the Conference Cup, I want to win that. Because it's our first season in it. Who cares if they call it the Mickey Mouse Cup? You put a trophy in your cabinet, lads, and it creates positivity and it puts a glow over the club, doesn't it? Any trophy you win, it sets you for next season to push on.
And it would be another first done by this club, wouldn't it?
Yes.
First winners of the Conference Cup.
And you see what I mean? The first non-league club to win the FA Cup. First club in British history to win a European trophy. Well, English history, I would say, because Celtic they won it before us, and the first London club to do the double as well. So we're pioneers, aren't we?
Yeah. Ben, to you now. Where are we finishing the league? How many cups will we win?
I think we're going to finish fourth this year because I still think there are 3 better teams than us. I think Liverpool are a much better drilled unit than us. I think Chelsea are a better drilled unit than us, and City are a better drilled unit than us. So I reckon we'll get top 4 this year, just on a pinch, because I think United under Ralph Rangnick is going to be something to behold, because I reckon he is a football genius, that guy. So I think we can pinch 4th because I think Conte is just a better manager than Rangnick, and I think the current unit and the money we're going to spend in January is going to put us just above them. And I don't like this thing about calling the League Cup a Mickey Mouse trophy. The League Cup is a cup steeped in history. It's a wonderful trophy to win. And it's a springboard for us doing better. Because if you win a cup mid-season, it's just like you've got your tails are up and you're going to start going for the bigger trophies. So I'd love to see us win the League Cup and the FA Cup. I reckon that is totally possible. And then we're in a very good position to win the League Cup at this rate. So I reckon we should go for the League Cup. The League Cup is a wonderful trophy. So I think we should win the League Cup. And I'd love to see us win the Conference League. But with those European teams dropping into that competition, it might be just a bit of an ask for us with our schedule. But I think we can see us winning 2 trophies this year, as well as finishing the top 4. And that would be a really decent year.
The Europa League teams drop into this competition now, don't they? After the group stage. That's actually a good shout, Ben. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, think about the League Cup. The League Cup, you've got to just look at Manchester City's name appearing on it recently. They certainly don't think it's Mickey Mouse. They celebrate it every time. They do. We're too good for that, are we? I don't think so. We won it
4 years in a row they've won it. Yeah. Was it before they went out to West Ham?
Exactly.
I've just got a special place in my heart for the FA Cup, but I do love the League Cup as well. When we beat Chelsea in 2008, oh my God, that was fabulous. Everybody was expecting Chelsea to win, weren't they? Yeah. And we were the underdogs. I actually like being the underdogs as well. And we got to last year. We only lost 1-0.
And we lost to someone that should have been fucking off the pitch. That was a disgrace.
Yeah.
Morning, Wayne Bonner. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us. Cooper, for you, where will we finish in the league and how many cups?
Well, I've been saying it for a while now. 4th place, 2 cups. You only have to look at this West Ham game coming up. If we beat them, we're in the semi-finals of the League Cup. I mean, that's getting close, isn't it? So then, we could be 3 games away from a trophy there. Conference League, I think that's one we should seriously look at, because get out of this group stage, knockout stages. We're now at a stage where we can give people a proper game. They're going to be a bit worried about coming to our place. So why not? Why not be the first winners on that? FA Cup, we don't even know what we're going to get yet, do we? We could have an easy run, or it could be a nightmare. You don't know. FA Cup, I agree with Ellie, though. For me, that's special. In a lot of ways, I prefer to see us winning that again rather than the league. It just, well, I'll take it.
We were talking about that Saturday night, weren't we? We were rewatching the 91 Cup final, weren't we? And we were just saying,
oh my God, that was the last one I went to.
30-something years. I just want to plug my local side, St Albans City, where I was brought up by my parents, where I used to live. They're in the second round proper against Bournemouth. That is a tasty derby. I mean, Bournemouth and St Albans are not far from each other. It's only about 20 minutes. Bournemouth's a little village. But that's a tasty derby tonight. So they're aiming to get into the 3rd round of the FA Cup for the first time in their history tonight. So it'd be lovely if Tottenham played St Albans City. I mean, that would, for me, be a perfect 3rd round. Dean Austin came from St Albans City as well, one of our fullbacks in the 90s. For myself, I'm going for top 5 because I just think the top 4 might be out of reach for us this season. I think if you know what I mean, you got the three teams down in a fight with us, with Man United, West Ham for that top 4. I think it'd be a tight fight, but I do think also, sorry, my voice is going. I do think we'll win 2 cups this year. I think we'll win the League Cup, and I'm going to go for the FA Cup. I think we're going to do the cup double this year. I think I think one of the League Cup and the FA Cup. I think the Conference League. I think that shouldn't be a priority. I think the priority should be getting into the Champions League, if not the Europa League. But if you win the Conference League, you get into the Europa League. But I'm going for a League Cup, FA Cup double. I want to thank everyone who's come on this morning. I want to thank Philip Brady, who came on earlier.
Yes, I saw Philip Brady yesterday at the ground. It's lovely.
And I hope you've got home safe. I want to thank Phil Latiz for popping on. He'll be back on with us, me included, tonight at 5 for the classic game. I want to go quickly around the people. Ellie, where can people find you? And thank you very much for coming on. Where can people find you?
I haven't got my own stream yet, but I'm going to be starting one. Philip's going to help me with that. It's going to be called Queen Ellie of the Lane. Right, that's my name. I'll put it out there. And it'll probably start in January now, because I've got a lot on. I've got to do jury service on the 13th of December. So I'm going to be out of action for about 14 days, maybe 13 days. But they'll probably continue it after Christmas. But then, my stream, I'm hoping you guys come on it as well. You're more than welcome. All of you. You're such fantastic pundits, and you talk the truth. That's what I like. I like people that talk the truth, and they do it from the heart as well. And that's what you 3 fellas have got in abundance. So,
Queen of the Lane suits you to the ground.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. Everybody calls me that. I might as well say Queen Ellie of the Lane.
You'd struggle to find a better Spurs fan than you.
Yeah, exactly.
You put me to shame, that's for sure.
No, we're all Spurs fans. We're all in it to win it, aren't we? We're all here to be successful with our team. We don't want to go to the ground and watch dross. We want to go to the ground and win things, and see our glory days come back.
Yeah, we do. So everyone in January, get over to Queen Ellie of the Lane when that comes out. Give us a quick set, and then you'll be on the. Yeah, watch this space. And then you're also on the Irish Hotspur, aren't you? And you're dotted
Yeah,
around.
I'm also David Harris. What a geezer! What a geezer! Fantastic. And I also go on Tottenham away occasionally and Bob Spur. Yeah, so mainly on David though, because I love David. I love him with all my heart. What a bloke.
He is. And thank you so much for coming on this morning, Ellie. It's been an
No
absolute
worries.
pleasure
You're
to have
welcome.
you on. Ben,
Thank you,
where can
Bernard.
people find you, sir?
Thank you, Bernard.
My Instagram is in my name, which is at the Coffee Company. You can find us there on at thecoffeecompany.co.uk for all your coffee needs. I need to start doing some more videos on my Twitch channel, which will happen eventually, because it's good to just talk with the people of the world about coffee. But you can find us there. You can find us here at 8 the Broadway in Woodford if you want to come and get a cup of coffee. One of the best coffees well, at least I think it's one of the best coffees.
I'll be up there in the shop, Ben.
I'll see you here. We're getting there. I've only been doing this for 12 months, but the coffee is really getting somewhere. It's got some really high quality baristas that are raving about it, which is always good to see. I know they're my mates, but they don't only tell me the truth, which is always very helpful for me.
Yeah. And also, you're on here in the mornings with us now.
I'm on here in the mornings. If these boys allow me to come on and rant and rave about a load of rubbish half the time.
We only have you on, Ben, because we can see your glorious coffee machine behind. You know,
it's a good coffee machine, isn't it? It's my pride and joy.
Wicked.
My two prides and joys: my roaster, my roaster, and my espresso machine,
and also your jumpers as well, Ben.
My jumpers,
your jumpers.
Ben, I used to be a barista.
And the
you need any help? I used to be a barista.
I'm a one-man band, unfortunately, Ellie. I do everything myself.
No,
that's part of the love of this shop. Is everything here is done by me. I do everything from cleaning the toilets to making your coffee. Not in that order, but everything here has got my name on it.
I'm getting a bit worried about that, Ben. Now you're doing that right. Okay.
I'm not Starbucks.
I'll just come and enjoy the coffee.
You soon will be. Kuva.
I'll just come and enjoy your coffee because I'm sure it's going to be lovely.
my fabulous co-host and the man that helps me put this show together in the mornings, and also the man with Bill who helps me put the shows together in the evenings when we do our debates or the classic games. Where can people find you, sir? Just plug yourself to help.
Obviously here, part of the terrible trio with Phil Lattis, aren't we? Otherwise, I'm dotted around lots of the other channels. Irish Hotspur with Dave and Jack Kanicki it's always going to be a little home for me as well. David's the man that inspired me to get onto the online YouTube community in the first place. His wild enthusiasm is just infectious. Then I met all of you lovely people, and you get contacts everywhere. Yesterday I was on We Are Tottenham TV. Had an impromptu little takeover of the channel when David dropped out from hosting.
We're taking over YouTube.
It was funny. It was funny watching the comments. It really was, but it's good. I'm dotted around all sorts of the channels. I mean, I love Bob Spur's channel, Paxton Road, and Brian Daigle. Well, the two Brians, Brian Island and Brian Daigle, their channel, Tottenham on Tour. We were on there the other night, weren't we, Darren?
You got it right, you got it right.
I did get it right. I'll remember it eventually. I'll forget our names soon, but it's good. It's
what's the name of our show again? What's it? Tottenham Tantrum.
You know what? I nearly do get it wrong sometimes.
The only reason I don't get it wrong because it's printed right in front of me, so I can't get it wrong. It's like a gentle reminder to me.
But yeah, we're around lots of the channels, though, aren't we? All four of us. We pop up everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I just want to personally want to thank David Harris and Jack Kanicki for their support and for their kindness and their everything for this channel. Again, it was David who gave me the confidence to come onto the Irish Hotspur. I always say this show has come from him. He's the mothership for this show. Yesterday they reached 5,000 subscribers, and from all of us, I want to say congratulations and well done to David and Jack. They put a lot of hard work into both their shows. The Irish Hotspur plus the Flat Cap Euro Talk, which is Jack's channel. Pair of them absolutely do brilliant work. They're the fantastic YouTubers and also really good friends to have, and they've really helped us. So personally, I want to thank them so much for all the help they've given us this channel. I want to thank Philip Brady for coming on. I want to thank Ellie for coming on. Ben, we should see you tomorrow, sir. I loved how you were standing next to your coffee machine like you were modelling. You know, you stood there with one hand on the coffee machine, the other hand on it. You looked like you were modelling the coffee machine. It was a brilliant picture. If I had a camera, I would have taken it. That's it. And Coover as well. Thank you so much, Coover, for your help this morning. We're back on at 5:30. Very quickly, I will check the Twitter page to find out very quickly what game we're going to watch. I did a poll last night. 50-50 between the League Cup semi-final and Dream Team's debut. So that ended up in a draw. So we're going to have a debate about that now. But I want to thank everyone for coming on, and we'll be back at 5:30. So come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
When the Spurs go marching in, oh, when the Spurs go marching